This is the first video out of 4 where I talk about how I fixed my bad breath, plaque-filled, cavity-prone mouth. In this 4-part video series, I'm going to share the key concepts that I learned, what worked for me, what didn't work for me, and at the end, my routine, my oral health routine that I now do that keeps my mouth nice and fresh, plaque-free, bad breath-free, and all that jazz. Let's begin. So in this video, I'll be talking about the key concepts that I learned that I think are extremely vital to wrap your head around to get better oral hygiene. The first thing that I actually want to begin with is kind of like a backstory, because I used to have really bad breath. My mom always told me, "Oh, Paul, you got bad breath." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll brush better. I'll brush my tongue. I'll rinse my mouth. I'll drink more water and all that jazz." But I also had tons of cavities in my mouth. I never really thought about it up until my 30s, where I still was getting cavities and I was still having the bad breath, and I just never really thought about trying to solve my issues and fix it. But then I heard about this thing called oil pulling, and that started off my journey into understanding how I could permanently fix my bad breath, my plaque-filled mouth, and my cavities so that I didn't need to go to the dentist all the time. So the first concept that is vital to wrap your head around is that a healthy mouth needs to be maintained throughout the day. It's not a thing that you can just do in the morning and at night. It is something that you need to maintain throughout, yet again, the day. Whenever you're eating a meal, or whenever you're having a coffee, or whenever you're doing something that adds a lot of bacteria in your mouth, like eating a chocolate bar or having some ice cream and so on, you need to maintain it then and there. You can't just let it stack up and then clean it at the end of the day, because then at that point, the bacteria and the plaque is already stuck to your teeth and it's already doing damage to whatever it wants to do damage to in your mouth. And this leads me into another concept where you need to be reactive to what you consume. So if you are consuming, let's say, a chocolate bar and you just let it linger in your mouth for a long time, that sugar and all that like gunk that you have on your teeth, it's gonna quickly attack your teeth, and that will lead to cavities and plaque and all that jazz. So instead of letting it sit in your mouth and on your teeth for a long time, you need to be reactive and you need to deal with it right then and there. By cleaning your mouth throughout the day, you're also attacking the bacteria at an earlier growth phase, meaning you don't let the bacteria multiply and grow in your mouth to then clean it away. You clean it while the bacteria is at its infant stages, so you don't let it multiply and become all that gunk on your teeth throughout the day. Now, with the higher frequency of cleaning your mouth, you also realize that it will take more time. And using more time to then maintain my oral hygiene right now is just a natural thing that I do. I have woven it into a part of my routine, and whenever I feel like my mouth is kind of deteriorating a bit, I use these oral hygiene techniques like xylitol, oil pulling, drinking lots of water, and so on to maintain it. And this will take more time than just one's regular dental hygiene routine of brushing in the morning and at night. So just be wary that a healthy mouth, it takes time and effort to build up and get to that point, and there aren't any quick fixes that you can have to just solve it all in one go. A healthy mouth does not mean whiter teeth. This is something that I realized early on when I was drinking a lot of coffee and I really wanted to have pearly white teeth. So I got a lot of different things like white strips. I tried using activated charcoal. So these things over here, I tried them and they didn't work for me. Well, actually, let me take that back. They kind of did work. They made my teeth a bit whiter, but they didn't really help the functionality of my teeth. Instead, it just improved the aesthetics of it. And what I mean by that is that it actually made my teeth more sensitive by using the activated charcoal and also by using the white strips that has hydrogen peroxide in it. And both of those really just, I guess, removed some of the enamel on my teeth to then make it more prone to sensitivity, which I didn't like at all. So with that realization, I just thought, man, do I really want whiter teeth or do I want a better, healthier mouth? And I really want a better, healthier mouth and not just whiter teeth. We all love before and after pictures. So here's my teeth right now, and here's my teeth way back in the day, 3.5 years ago when I first started oil pulling. And to be honest, they kind of look the same. Nothing visually has drastically changed, but my mouth feels way better, and that is the difference. Another small pointer here is that whenever you see celebrities and people that have pearly white teeth, just think about how healthy those teeth are. Because they actually might be veneers, first of all, just plastered on teeth that are fake. Or they might be going to a dentist every, let's say, a couple of weeks to maintain that pearly white smile. So the next concept is that diet is a vital part of a healthy mouth. Because if you really eat an unhealthy diet, you'll be putting a lot of bacteria and gunk and sugars and so on into your mouth that will then attack your teeth and build up that plaque and so on. But if you have a healthier diet with less of those bad bacteria that will just constantly attack your mouth, you need to maintain your mouth less. So by having a healthier diet, you're actually lowering the amount of work you need to do to maintain a good oral hygiene. And speaking of diet, I actually kind of follow a OMAD diet, or like I try to limit the amount of times that I eat throughout the day. And this really helps for your oral hygiene too, because it minimizes the times that you need to clean your mouth and also the times that your mouth is being exposed to these bacteria in your food. The next thing is that a dry mouth is a haven for bacteria. So make sure to hydrate yourself consistently to prevent that dry mouth from happening. So you need to make sure that you stay hydrated, you have a nice and moist mouth so that the bacteria doesn't exponentially grow beyond its normal growth rate. The next thing I realized is that dentists and dental cleanups, they're kind of just like a Band-Aid solution to oral hygiene problems. Because what they do at the end of the day is to fix the gunk and the cavities and the plaque that has been building up, but they don't really give you any solutions. Solutions to maintain that cleanliness that you leave with once you have left the dentist or cleanup. So instead of trying to rely on their advice of just brushing better, flossing better, or using a mouthwash, there are other ways that you can maintain your oral hygiene, and those things are what I'll be talking about in the next video about what works. The last thing that I want to mention is that everyone's mouth is different. And this is important because you need to find solutions that work for you. Specifically with my mouth, for example, I realized that I was allergic to neem. So I can't even use this toothpaste over here because I tried it and it didn't work for me. Another mouth-specific thing is that this pick over here is a savior for me because I have pockets at the back where I took out my wisdom teeth because my teeth were kind of like growing sideways into the teeth in front of it. So now I'm left with 2 pockets at the back where I kind of need to like check every now and then to make sure that there is no plaque buildup. And whenever there is plaque buildup, I deal with it with this pick over here. Many of these concepts I would consider as things that I wouldn't even think about back in the day. But now that I understand how my mouth works, how the bacteria builds up in my mouth, how I need to clean it consistently, all of these concepts kind of just fall into place and make sense for a good oral hygiene. If you have any oral hygiene concepts that work really well for you, then post those down below in the comment section. I would love to hear what works for you, and maybe I'll add those into my routine because I'm always down to explore and try new things and see if it works for me. So just a reminder that this is part 1 of the video series. The 3 other videos are linked down in the description and also sprinkled right around me right now because it's the end of the video. My name is Paul and I'll see you in the next one of these guys. Take care. That was good.